Comin At Ya in 3D. Now, this was intended to be a niche movie that could be toured around like a circus sideshow and attract curiosity seekers. Instead, it became something of a minor avatar of its day. It made money, and as such got major studios interested in the idea of 3D again. The success of this movie led to the making of Jaws 3D, Friday the 13th 3D, Amityville in 3D, and about a dozen others, many of which are still curiously unavailable. Now, these filmmakers did go on to make Treasure of the Four Crowns, which was released on Blu-ray earlier this year. However, so far as I can tell, that may have been the end of their 3D adventures, which was too bad. It would have been interesting to see them have a full career developing their idea of 3D. Now, based on the comic book style movie poster, I imagined I was in for a light-hearted farce. However, it's a rather gritty Western that was rated R for good reason. I suppose it can be appreciated as something in the vein of a Quentin Tarantino film, and to that end it appears Kill Bill may have borrowed the opening of this film, though I've heard the black and white effect was not original to the 1981 print of this movie. I wonder if that was done to give the impression of a stronger connection to Kill Bill. Personally, I struggle to enjoy Tarantino, as I don't have much of an appetite for depictions of cruelty, and that's kind of his bread and butter. Though I did enjoy Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought that was a pretty good one. Being unprepared for the stark story, compared with copious amounts of 3D ham, left me feeling almost repulsed on first watch. Despite being one of the most made-for 3D movies out there, I found it gave a carnival atmosphere to a rather unhappy story, a tonal mismatch that made for an emotionally uneasy watch. About maybe a year afterwards, I gave it a second watch, and I found knowing what kind of story I was in for ahead of time made it easier to appreciate its campiness. There are effective stereo moments. These rats approaching on this long bar are a good use of 3D, as it emphasizes the dread of the tiny terrors approaching meekly from a distance. The bar also helps to visualize the space in the room and bring out the general feelings of being exposed and vulnerable that you don't really get on a regular flat movie, because again, everything kind of comes together and forms a painting. But here, when you feel the distance, you feel being alone out there. Also, 3D loves junk, and this movie loves to fill its room with stuff to see and bump into. Though it has many problems, the quality does suffer from dirt, color, and lighting mismatches between the left and right eyes. One eye often has shadows or general color differences to the other, and this can be very tiring to watch, though it's not the worst I've seen, not by a long shot. And of course, there are the frequent, very frequent, visually comical push-outs that always seem to go just a little past the comfort range. And as such, this is one of the few 3D movies that might actually be better on a small screen rather than a big one. Though it's tough to complain about this, there's really nothing else quite like it. It's almost like trying to complain about a unicorn. Is it good or bad? Well, both. It's a bit like going on an off-trail hike. It's a bit of work, but sometimes you just need to venture outside of your safety zone.